All right, here goes some Eagles talk for you. Go Birds. Let's start off with that. And today I'm going to talk about the Eagles pass rushers and what I think and who I think is going to have a really good season. How many sacks I think they may have. Right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 pass rushers. I guess defensive ends, pass rushers. And they are Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, Bryce Huff, Josh Uche, Azeez Ojulari, Antoine Powell Randall. And Jahai Campbell may play a little bit of that as well. But I think he's going to mostly play linebacker. I think he's going to be an interior or outside linebacker. And I think he'll have a really good season once he actually gets on the field. And I think him and Nakobe Dean will, and Smile Munden will all have really good seasons. And, of course, Zach Bone. I think we'll have really good linebacker play. But that's for another day. Right now I'm just talking about the defensive ends. I think Nolan Smith will have a good year. I think he'll have an extremely good playoff year once we get to the playoffs. I think his year might start off a little bit slow. I'm going to say I give Nolan Smith anywhere between 8 and 12 sacks, including the playoffs. Next up, Jalix Hunt. I think he'll have a good year. I think he might get off to a little faster start than Nolan Smith did. And I would give him anywhere between I guess I'm going to go the same thing, 8 and 12 sacks for Jalix Smith. Jalix Hunt, I'm sorry. Bryce Huff. I think Vic Fangio is going to put some scheme in there where he allows Bryce Huff to put his hand in the dirt, and Bryce Huff is going to have an exceptional year. Regular season, I think he'll be decent in the playoffs, but I think he'll have an exceptional year in the regular season. I give Josh Huff anywhere between 12 and 18 sacks this year, including the playoffs. I think Josh Huff is going to make up for last year. Not so much that he had a bad last year, but because he didn't get love from the fan base or from the team. And I think that that's going to light a fire under him. And Vic Fangio is going to figure out a way to allow Bryce Huff to be Bryce Huff. And Bryce Huff is going to go off. Next, we got Josh Uche. Josh Uche, I think, is going to wind up on a practice squad. I don't know why. For some reason, I think he's going to wind up on a practice squad. I think Antoine Powell Randall is going to wind up making the team, which, I mean, of course he should. He got drafted. But I think Josh Uche, I think he's going to play this season, don't get me wrong, but I think he's going to start off the year on the practice squad. I think Azeez Ojulari may have a pretty decent year. I give him anywhere between 5 and 7 sacks, but I give the same thing to Josh Uche, and I think one of them, right now I'm thinking it's going to be Uche, not because I've seen any footage or nothing, just something tells me that one of those two guys is going to wind up in the practice squad to start the year. Antoine Powell Randall. I think he's going to have a pretty good freshman year in the NFL. I think he'll have anywhere between 4 and 8 sacks. He won't get a whole bunch of time, but he will get some time, and he'll make the most of his time. He kind of reminds me of a Brandon Grahamish type player, but I think he's a lot better than people think, or at least where he got drafted at. But out of all of the defensive ends on the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2025 season and playoffs, I think the one guy that everybody forgot about and wanted to trade and all that, meaning Bryce Huff, he's going to have the Hassan Reddick year that we thought he was going to have, or we wished or wanted him to have when we traded Hassan Reddick for him. I think Bryce Huff is going to have an amazing year. I think a lot of people are going to have to bite their tongue and pull back the words that they said about him. I don't think a lot of it was his fault. I think he was learning a new system, learning a whole new way to play his position. And and then he dealt with some injuries. But right now, I think Bryce Huff is going to have. I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce Huff have anywhere between 15 and 18 sacks. I really do, especially with the defensive line that we got, because I think Jordan Davis is going to have a couple more sacks this year. I think Jalen Carter is going to be Jalen Carter, of course. I think Ty Robinson is going to be surprisingly as good, or if not better, than Milton Williams was last year. And I think Ojomo is going to have a good year. I think the Eagles' defense, as far as the defensive line, defensive ends, and linebackers, is going to be a force to reckon with. If there's any problem that we may have, it may come with our D-backs. And I think our D-backs are set to have a really good year. Part of me thinks Sidney Brown is going to start. And I think Makuba will play some, and he might actually wind up finishing the season, whether it's due to injury or due to just he playing better, or he winds up being the he just winds up getting more time. But I think Sidney Brown's going to start the year, and I think Sidney Brown's going to be out there putting the helmet on people. I think we're going to get back to that Brian Dawkins, Andre Waters type. Was it Andre Waters? Who was the dude that the Eagles used to have? They used to late hit people and put them out the game. Anyway, not saying that Sidney's going to do that, but I think we're going to be out there. We're going to be popping people. You know what I'm saying? I think Sidney got that type game to him. He got more of a come around here and I'm going to hurt you than I'm trying to finesse you and steal the ball. You know what I'm saying? Or get an interception. But those are just my opinions right now. And I have not been watching any training camp or anything. I think A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are both going to have over 1,100 yards this year. I think the Eagles statistically will have a better year in all their prime positions than they had last year. I think Quinion Mitchell's going to get more interceptions. I think Jalen Hurts is going to finally get over 4,000 passing yards. Both Devontae and AJ will get over 1,000 to 1,100 yards. I think Saquon Barkley will have close to 2,000, if not over 2,000 rushing yards. But he'll also have about 800 passing yards, 800 to 1,000 receiving yards. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to have a momentous type of year to where they're going to be in the talking about this may be the greatest team ever on all facets. Now, do I think they're going to win every single game? No. Like I said in the prior video, I don't think we're going to win the first game. I really don't. I think we're going to lose the first game, and I think that's going to light a match under us. And after that, we're going to start whooping people's ass. Up until the point where we come back off the bye, and we may lose that game, and we may lose the Buffalo game, or we may lose one of the Washington games. But I don't see us losing more than 4 games. I'm thinking maybe 3, but we may lose 4. But either which way, once we get into the playoffs, we're gonna go on that tear again, and we're gonna beat everybody handily, win the Super Bowl handily, and then everybody who commentators and content creators and analysts and fans of opposing teams, everybody who has had anything negative to say is going to have to bite their tongue, swallow them words, and say, go Birds. And I'm going to leave y'all with that. Go Birds. Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl again this year. But in the defensive ends, just for the Birds, I think Bryce Huff is going to have an exceptional year. He's going to have a year that means that's so successful that whatever we're paying him this year, it's going to be worth it, plus the back pay of last year. I'll let y'all later. Enjoy your day. Go Birds. 1.